been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
Now Golden State's starting 5. They've got Porzingis, DeAnthony Melton out there with Stephen Curry. Then there's Draymond Green, and it's Santos in at the 3. And for Miami, Andrew Wiggins is out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Mitchell, and it's Hero in at the 2. RJ, the front end of a back-to-back. As a player, it's got to pose an additional challenge physically to get through these stretches.
Oh, yeah, it's a grind. This is a physical sport we play. And your body, it just has to be ready when you start the season.
Now, Hero. Wiggins, right side. It's stolen by Green. Here's Santos. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Santos has got the game going here with the first basket for the Warriors. Mitchell with the bounce pass. Adebayo passes to Powell. Good on the three-point shot.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
He had a nice open look right there.
And you got the feeling that was coming. Curry loves coming back with a 3 of his own.
Outside, Hero. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Powell. Adebayo with a screen for Powell. 3-pointers off the mark.
And sometimes on defense, you could just get lucky.
They kick it out to Green. Porzingis sets the pick for Green. No good on the 3. Miami's on 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Good ball movement here by Miami. And Adebayo throws it down.
Don't take your eyes off Bam. When he comes off the floor, he gets up and the slams are just too good to miss.
Here's Santos. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. To the inside, here's Curry. Pass to Santos. Just 5 on the clock. Now Green. There's the triple. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Wiggins against Green. Wiggins kicks to Powell. Wiggins surveying the floor. Adebayo with a screen for Wiggins. Adebayo on the follow.
And this is the level of intensity Adebayo brings. He's terrific at channeling that energy on the offensive glass.
Now here's Melton. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. For the Warriors, they won their last contest, that game against the Kings. Richard, be honest, did you expect Curry to have this kind of career when he was drafted into the NBA?
I don't think anyone expected Steph to have such a transformative career. He's more than a superstar. He's an icon and an excellent ambassador for the game.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Eric Spoelstra and I got a chance to catch up for a bit. I asked him about keys to the game, and he said all roads lead to Steph Curry, in particular, his movement off ball. Coach said even when you try to switch, he finds little pockets of space, then he uses that quick trigger to beat closeouts. It's never an easy matchup. Kevin, back to you.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you.
The ridiculous reach of Porzingis. There is no way he was letting that through.
And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Curry. He's really producing here second half of the season. Averaging 23 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
He's someone you can rely on to bring it on a nightly basis. When they need a basket, he's the guy they turn to.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. A pass to Porzingis.
Porzingis sets big screens and makes big plays out of that two-man game.
The Heat leading by 3. Outside, Adebayo. Foul for 3. And it's Melton with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. And the Warriors with possession here. Outside Curry. Pass to Green. Fires from deep. Norman Powell with the rebound. Looking at Miami, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Raptors in Toronto. Mitchell kicks to Powell. And here's Adebayo. Mitchell outside. And again, it's the Heat missing.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Now, here's Melton. Really played well against Sacramento in his last outing. And the foul called on Porzingis. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
The Heat leading by 3. Hero on the wing. He's guarded by Melton. Hero against Melton. And Adebayo with the basket on the assist from Hero. 6 points for Bam Adebayo.
I like watching Adebayo operate inside. He is so efficient down low.
Nobody near Melton. Wide open shot is on the money.
Nice ball movement there. Delivered the pass right on time.
Powell outside. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell a screen on Green. To the paint. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Mitchell against Curry. Over Mitchell. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. The Heat with the lead. Foul for 3. The offensive rebound.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
Mitchell against Curry. Just 5 to shoot. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
He's a magician inside. Curry always finds a window.
Mitchell outside. Wiggins kicks to Powell. A three-pointer off the mark.
Okay, let's just say it. This has been an ugly quarter for him. Not quite a break a mirror ugly, but it's getting there.
Curry wide open. It's good. This game is all even. Curry's got a couple of threes now in the first of the Warriors. And so Eric Spoelstra will call a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. RJ, there were questions about the 2 timeline approaching Golden State, but some of those young guys have made a difference.
And some haven't. But those team-friendly contracts of those younger players, that's one advantage. And a way to keep that energetic talent around their young stars.
Jaquez outside. Jaquez with a screen on Melton. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Wiggins passes to Hero. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Pass to Larson. 6 on the shot clock. Lets the 3 fly. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
When he has that much space, he's a pretty good bet to nail the 3.
Melton with the ball. Outside Curry. Back to Melton. Porzingis against Adebayo. Fires the 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yeah, it looked like they were settling out there, not moving the ball enough to generate the type of shots that they want.
And the Warriors with possession here. Following the score by Miami. Curry outside. And he's good on the 3 ball. Curry's got 11 points.
He's doing everything he can. If they want to win, others have to step up and provide some scoring.
Hero passes to Adebayo. Kicks it out to Hero. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Curry. Here's Melton. Now here's Curry. And another 3 for Golden State.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Here's Adebayo. Headed by Porzingis. Porzingis with the block.
Big time rejection from Porzingis. You must be careful trying to shoot when he's lurking nearby.
Melton kicks to Porzingis to the left side wing. Santos the pass to Melton. Here's Porzingis. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
That's a blue-collar bucket right there. Grown man basket. Put in the work. Got a second chance to score.
Jaquez sets a screen for Wiggins. Jaquez the pass to Adebayo. They need this. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Porzingis.
Oh, great fake by Adebayo. Such a high IQ player.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Warriors.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
Free throw good, Adebayo.
And attitude plays such a big role in Adebayo's game. This guy is a worker. Doesn't mind getting his hands dirty if it means getting his team ahead.
And Adebayo drops them both.
And you watch Adebayo, he really has everything you could ask for from that 4-5 position. Not a stretch big per se, and that's partly why he shoots such a high percentage.
This is hard to watch. You might want to put the kids to bed. This man still has not hit a shot this quarter.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot. The Miami Heat's head coach Eric Spoelstra talked about their approach, and he said, you got to try to take control of the game, set the tone, and play consistently throughout. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. It's who can impose their will longer than the other team. Kevin, back to you.
He knows his stuff. All right, Allie, thank you for the report.
And I like seeing Green go up for that flush, showing how powerful he can be.
So, GA, when you think about Steph Curry's legacy, he changed the way the NBA game is played.
Man, it is hard to find a player who's had the impact of a Steph Curry, making us rethink what is possible. Curry's endless range has really inspired a generation.
And Miami making a change here. Larson's checked in. Miami with the ball. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Jaquez. Powell outside. 5 on the clock. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, his shooting is unfortunately not helping things, and his lackluster accuracy is probably the thing that's keeping them behind.
Ware, no good. Warriors leading by 3. Now Pajemski. Boy, that win against the Kings. He's another guy who really showed up to play. Spencer. Offline with his 3. The Heat shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there, and it's in there.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Here's Pajemski. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Spencer. Back to Pajemski. Off target with his 3. Jaquez with the ball. Powell for 3. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. And he's supplying a lot of their offense with his three-point shooting. Knocked down 4 from distance in that quarter alone. Back right after this. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Making it as difficult as possible for the offense to find clean looks. Great stuff.
Jaime Jaquez is out there with Khalil Ware. Then there's Jonas. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Larson in at the small forward position. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Here's Jonas. Powell, no one around him. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Pass to Pajemski. Here's Post. To the wing on the left. Here's Spencer. A 14-point game for him in the win against Sacramento. Inside. And he dunks it down.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Here's Pajemski. Still yet to score. Here's Spencer. Guarded by Powell. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Shot by Pajemski, no good. The Heat trailing. Pass to Jonas. Throws it up high, and it's all evened up.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Here's Pajemski. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Post with it. He's defended by Ware. Payton with the screen. Here's Pajemski. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
He's someone opposing defenses have a hard time game planning for.
And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Richard, one thing we see in this league, teams changing coaches much more often than they change the GMs.
Yeah, one guy picks the players, the other guy coaches the players. Seems like a shared responsibility, but the job security, well, that's not equal.
Davion Mitchell's checked in for Jonas. Jaquez finds Ware. Heat moving the ball around. Mitchell looking it over. Pass to Larson. Shot clock at 5, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
All right, a chance to check out numbers for Peyton. They've gotten some big performances from him since the All-Star break, averaging 13 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And when they need to add defense, that's who they look to.
It's hard to find defensive spark plugs, but he is one of them. The whole team comes alive on D when he's in the game.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for Miami. Powell for 3, hits the three-point bomb. Powell's got 9.
Continuing to add to his tally with that triple. Now his 3rd of the game.
Outside, Peyton. Curry outside. Curry from 3.
Nobody answers the call better than Stephen Curry.
Powell against Melton. It's taken away by Peyton. Powell against Melton. Pass to Post. Outside Curry. Can he keep it going? And it's Miami with the rebound. Last time they lost to the Warriors.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
If they can clean up the turnovers and make better decisions, it should be a much closer game this time around.
Now here's Curry. He's got 17. Pass to Melton. Just 4 to shoot. From outside the arc. And Ware pulls it down. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And a look here at the passing numbers over the last several months for Davion Mitchell.
He hasn't been nearly as effective a passer these past few months, and that's unfortunate because when he's passing it well and the assists are coming, he is a much more complete player. It's something he has to be thinking about.
First one falls for him. Bam Adebayo's checked in for the Heat. Green, he's checked in for the Warriors. Jaquez hits both of them. Golden State's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Back to Curry, a 3-ball, and the Warriors miss again. Miami's gone 1 or 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Ware, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Heat shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first free throw is good. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. The Warriors trailing. Curry looking around. Pass to Melton. Green with a screen for Melton. From outside, off the mark.
And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
Now here's Powell. Launches a 3. And again, it's the Heat missing.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Pass to Melton. To the middle. Outside Curry. Good on the triple. Curry's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Warriors.
It doesn't matter if it's off the bounce or off the catch. Curry never loses rhythm on his jump shot.
And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. The Heat making a switch here. Heroes checked in. With one game to go, let's take a look at how the final seeding will look in the East. Take a look at the Heat. They would be at the golf course if the playoffs happened today, looking to make a final push.
And you know, for the Heat, they have their postseason journey mapped out. This is their last game before the play-in, which they are a lock for, hoping to break through from here and into the playoffs.
Now, here's Adebayo. He's got 10. Adebayo with a screen on Payton. Here's Powell. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity from the mid-range. He can hit that.
Here's Green, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
The game of Green, it's about testing the defense, finding their weak spots.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of this game.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
The first one falls.
Such a great guy to have on the team and an amazing defender. Green even led the league in steals one year.
Podziemski, he's checked in for Gary Payton. Both free throws good from Green. The Heat trail by 4. And here is Powell. He's got 9. Pass to Ware. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Buries it from three-point range. Mitchell's got 5 points so far.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Back to Curry. Nice move. Curry cooks him up inside.
He has been a key factor for them offensively, scoring with consistency.
Hero looking over the defense. Now Ware. Foul for 3. The shot, no good.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
And that one's good. Green.
Nobody has ever accused Draymond of playing soft. He goes right into the contact and still manages to convert the chance.
Pass to Ware. And here is Powell. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Hero. There's a good screen. They grabbed their own miss.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
He's just giving them everything he has. It's why his teammates appreciate and enjoy playing with him.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, G.A., the lead is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
And he gets the bucket. He's got 11. Warriors leading by 3. Outside Curry. Green with a screen for Curry. Misses the 3.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Mitchell. Got a hand on it. Here's Podziemski. Covered by Mitchell. Outside Curry. The tray. Drills the three-pointer. Curry's got 25 points.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 5. Pass to Hero. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell. Hero's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Warriors. 3-point lead. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Jaime Jaquez, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And the Warriors also making a change. Porzingis, he's checked in for Brandon Podziemski. Here's Santos. Outside Curry. And it's off from three-point range. The Heat trail by 3. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thank you, guys. Tyler Hero wants to be the complete package. He said, quote, "I'm not thinking score, score, score. It's more about finding different ways to impact the game, knowing I don't have to force the issue. When I'm taking efficient shots and making the right passes, that makes us a dangerous team." Guys, back to you.
Yeah, he's finding that balance. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. Here's Curry after Tyler Hero's bucket. Just 3 to shoot, and he gets it to go.
He's looked practically unstoppable this quarter. The defense, yeah, well, they haven't had many answers for him.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Wiggins is checked in for Khalil Ware. And it's Powell in for Jaime Jaquez. Free throw no good for Curry.
What you appreciate most about Curry is his confidence, especially when it comes to how far he can connect from.
Oh, he touched it while it was in the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. Warriors leading by 3. The #1 overall pick back in 2014, Andrew Wiggins, certainly capable.
Elite length and athleticism. His shot creation is more good than great. He has that 2022 All-Star nod to his credit, and of course, a championship from that same season.
Now here's Wiggins following the miss by Porzingis. And a wide open look for Hero. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. The Warriors shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Porzingis kicks to Curry. Six to shoot. Pulls up from the corner. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised he missed that.
Wiggins in the post. Working on Green.
And Wiggins is fantastic at attracting contact. Such a savvy veteran.
The Heat shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And he can't get the first one.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And he sinks the second.
I've been impressed to see Wiggins adjust and become a quality defensive stopper. He is fully committed to playing lockdown D on the wing.
Now here's Melton. Here's Curry with the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Curry's got 30.
Simply one of the best shooting performances you are ever going to see. A 3-point barrage.
In the corner, Powell with it. Back to Hero. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Pass to Santos. Right side Curry. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. Curry's got 32 points.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Now here's Adebayo. Mitchell outside. Now Adebayo. Powell left side. 5 to shoot. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. Porzingis finds Melton. Now here's Curry. Back to Melton. And another three for Golden State.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. While we've got a moment now, let's go courtside to Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm here with Coach Kerr. And Steve, what's your assessment of that first half of play and any changes in mind?
We'll see. We have to adjust during the game if we see something that's hurting us. But I thought the defense was pretty solid overall. We'll see how it goes from here.
Okay, more of the same. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, thank you for that interview. And now we're at halftime. And we'll be back to bring you more basketball after this.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Let's first take a gander at the rest of the NBA schedule for the night and what's in store. The Bucks will face off against the Pistons out in Detroit. It's going to tip off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
I'm predicting a somewhat lopsided outcome, just saying.
And let's dig into the first half now. Things looking pretty good for the Golden State Warriors.
When you play the right way and you're patient, you usually come out on top.
Yeah, you love a team that will work, sometimes deep into the clock for their shots. Man, that's great.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
And let's see if the D adjusts, make life a little more difficult on him.
And the Warriors with possession here. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Stephen Curry's out there with D'Anthony Melton. Then it's Green, and there's Porzingis, and it's Santos, and at the 3, the small forward. The wide open look here for Porzingis. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pass to Mitchell. Outside, Adebayo. Wiggins passes to Powell. Puts up a deep 3. Draymond Green with the rebound.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Come get it.
Melton with a screen on Wiggins. Back to Melton. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. Green's got 3 assists in the game. Wiggins against Green. To the paint. Outside, Adebayo. Count that one. Powell's got 13 points.
And what a dime from Bam. He's really skilled at looking for and finding his teammates.
Outside, Green. first minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Curry with the bucket.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Wiggins kicks to Powell. Heat moving the ball around. Hero passes to Mitchell. Clock at 6. Adebayo down low. Headed by Porzingis. Adebayo the screen. Powell for 3. Another miss by Powell. Warriors leading by 10. Porzingis finds Curry. Outside Green. Here's Melton. And the Warriors, another 3.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Well, I credit some of that to their communication out on the floor. They are attacking as a unit.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 5. Hero, that's a 2-pointer. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Coming out of half, they're 1 for 5 from the field. Whatever they discussed is not working.
And the basket is good. He's got 10.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And so Eric Spoelstra will call a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Powell. Breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's right around 17 points a night, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at his huge role in their offense, a major contributor as far as putting up points.
He's just a natural scorer and someone this offense leans on to help shoulder the load and lead the charge.
Now here's Powell. He's got 13. To stop the run, it's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Curry on the wing. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Adebayo's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. On the wing, Mitchell. He's guarded by Melton. Adebayo kicks to Mitchell. No good on the triple. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Golden State. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Hero against Curry. Pass to Santos. Back to Curry. From past the arc. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Powell inside. Outside, Hero. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Hero's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Such a competitor. Hero got fired up by their last 3.
Yes, that goes in.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Now, Hero, 8 points for him. And he uses the glass on the layup. Hero's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And how about Hero's body control, capable of still scoring even when the defense ups the ante in terms of physicality.
Here's Porzingis. Melton, no good. Curry against Mitchell. Fires the 3. And Powell gets it to go on the assist by Mitchell. Powell's got 16.
After a tremendous first quarter, 3 trays, he's put in another.
Outside, Green. Back to Curry. Jacks up a 3. And again for 3. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
Outside, Adebayo. Mitchell finds Hero. Outside, Adebayo. Here's the 3. And Santos pulls it down. Santos has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
The Heat trail by 18. Mitchell passes to Wiggins. Outside, Hero. Pass to Powell. Lets it go from deep. Bangs home the trifecta. Powell's got 8 here in the quarter.
And another one. That's 5 total threes on the night from him so far.
Green taking his time here. Outside Curry. Over Mitchell. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
Outside Hero. And stolen by Melton. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Now, here's Adebayo. 10 points for him. Hero, no good. Curry with it. Takes a 3. Miami grabs the miss. And here's Adebayo. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Powell outside. Hero on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Buries the 20-footer. Hero's got 12 in the game.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Jaime Jaquez, he's checked in for Miami. And Golden State also making a change. Podziemski's checked in. Here's Santos. He's got 5. Here's Melton. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Melton's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Warriors. And so Hero will bring it up for the Heat. Jaquez outside. Back to Hero. Takes the 3. Hands it from downtown. Hero's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
This is his second 3 this half. He's getting even more bold at that arc.
Melton finds Podziemski. Porzingis with a screen on Hero. Back to Melton. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Heat. Adebayo's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. On the wing, Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. Adebayo with a screen for Wiggins. Over Porzingis. Tries again. And Adebayo with the lay-in. Adebayo's got 12 points in the game.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they need to emphasize rebounding going forward.
Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Warriors.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
And their passing has been great as well. Ball movement is key in getting good looks, and they've had that down tonight.
Free throw good, Podziemski. The Heat trail by 18. Now Powell, 19 points in the game. Pass to Ware from the arc. And the Heat, another three.
The way he can elevate over a defender from deep, very tough to contain outside the arc.
Now here's Porzingis. Marquez defending. Payton finds Podziemski. 6 to shoot. Post. Marquez with the rebound.
Fantastic defense, giving full effort.
Outside, Hero. Marquez sets a screen for Hero. And the three off target.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Porzingis with a screen on Hero. Out to Payton. It's tipped. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Jonas is checked in for Hero. And Golden State also making a change. Curry's checked in for Porzingis. Warriors leading by 12. There's a minute 34 left in the third. Post finds Podziemski. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Curry with the three. Larson with the rebound. And here's Miami. They're on an 11-3 run. 1:07 left to play here in the third. Pass to Ware. Marquez outside. Powell for three. Sinks the three-pointer. Powell's got it back down to single digits for the Heat.
And it took him a little while, but he's really got that three working now. This has been a different quarter for him.
44 seconds left in the third. Payton with the screen for Curry. Look at Curry with the answer.
And what's gotten into him today? This is getting ridiculous.
The Heat shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Powell outside. There's the lob to the hoop. It's intercepted. On the wing, Payton. Outside Curry. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Doesn't go for him.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Now here's Powell. The three. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Warriors lead by 12. We'll be back shortly live from Miami Arena. Let's listen in on what Eric Spoelstra had to say to his team.
Let's get this next bucket. We got to put together a string right now. It's all right here in the head. It's right here in the head. Stay connected.
Greg urging his team to go on a run here.
I mean, they have what it takes, and Coach Spo right now just trying to spark a fire in his group.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. They've got Mitchell. Jaime Jaquez is out there with Khalil Ware. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Larson in at the shooting guard. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Now here's Curry. Podziemski on the wing. There's the pick over Mitchell. Podziemski's shot is good. And the Warriors lead by 12. On offense, here are the Heat. Adebayo with a screen on Curry. Inside. Gets it to go. That one good from Adebayo. Adebayo's got 4 points this quarter.
It's just one of those nights where he's been very good, but his team is losing, and that's just an odd feeling.
Out to the wing. Here's Post. And he banks in the layup. Post has got his first bucket of the night. Mitchell with it. Here's Adebayo. Jaquez finds Ware. Clock at 6. And it's Adebayo in the corner. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Warriors leading by 12. Outside Curry. Beyond the arc. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Mitchell outside. Jaquez outside. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Down low. Here's Post. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
They're taking it right into the teeth of the defense, and it's a defense that's starting to look frustrated.
That's the kind of aggression you want to see when you've got a team on the ropes.
Here's Larson, and that one drops.
And you're going to take as many of those high-percentage shots as you can get.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Outside Curry puts up a deep 3. Good, another from 3.
And what a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps knocking them down from deep.
Craig, he has just exploded from beyond the arc. That last make tying him for 2nd in most threes in a game.
And he's tied Curry's mark from 2016, which was the top spot for threes in a game for a short while. It's been that kind of takeover display that we've seen here tonight.
Here's Post. Following the score by Miami. Connects again from distance.
And of course it falls for him. That 3 pushes him into the history books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. This is a night we will never forget.
In all those great shooting performances from Klay Thompson, well, this night belongs right there with him.
Here's Adebayo. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 with that basket.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. And Miami making a change here. Wiggins is checked in. And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
During that break, Coach Steve Kerr had some advice for the team. And they told their team, no easy threes. Let's guard that arc. Don't let anyone get an open look. With the lead, they want to close this one out with their perimeter defense. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. Jaquez against Payton. They set the pick. Launches it. A shot by Curry, no good.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Adebayo with a screen for Jaquez. Pass to Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Here's Adebayo. Denied. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Warriors leading by 14. Over to the left wing. Santos, the pass to Green. Porzingis with a screen on Mitchell. It's hauled in by the Heat. Hero's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Powell left side. There's the 3. Here's Ware, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
Now, here's Melton. Pass to Curry. 5 on the clock. This one for 3, and again for 3.
And that is a 3 that will put him in the record books.
A historic performance by a historically good shooter. One of the best games anybody has ever had.
And Klay Thompson viewed as one of the best shooters ever to play this game. Hard to believe that the mark of 4 teammate threes has been passed here this evening.
Now Curry. After Norman Powell missed from long range. Curry finds Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, look, when Porzingis has it there, there's not much you can do defensively.
Mitchell with the bounce pass. Now here's Powell, guarded closer. There's the screen. Wiggins from outside. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Here's Santos. Mitchell against Curry. Over Mitchell. Curry's shot is off. The Heat trail by 17. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Porzingis with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Adebayo is checked in for Khalil Ware. It's stolen by Curry. And they're on the break. Outside, Porzingis. Green against Mitchell. Green, no luck. Miami's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Adebayo kicks to Powell. Floats it up for Adebayo. It's stolen by Green, and it's the Warriors on the break. Fires for 3. Miami grabs the miss. Hero's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Wiggins outside. And here is Hero. Powell outside. Off the mark, and the drought continues. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Green finds Curry. Porzingis sets the pick for Curry. And again, it's the Warriors missing. The Heat trail by 17. Wiggins up top, guarded by Green. That's a 2 from Powell. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
I think the defense will live with him taking mid-range jumpers, but maybe just a little bit more resistance.
Pass to Santos. Here's Melton. Hits it from three-point range. And the Warriors lead by 20.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
And Adebayo throws it down hard.
Oh, that's not fair. Adebayo using his athleticism to give this crowd something to remember.
Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. Now here's Curry. Outside, Porzingis. Over Adebayo. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Curry. Curry's got 6 assists in the game. Mitchell passes to Adebayo. And here is Hero. And he drives in.
More than a great jump shooter, Hero is a tremendous ball handler who can finish the drive with either hand.
And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. And we've got a moment here. Let's present our player of the game, Stephen Curry.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
It's just too bad they're on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. It would have been nice for him to have a chance to perform like this in the postseason. Warriors leading by 18. Melton against Hero. 6 to shoot. Green outside, fires the 3. Cleared away by Adebayo.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
Porzingis pulls it down.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Inside, Porzingis can pretty much take what he wants. He's just too tall.
Outside, Hero. And it seems, Richard, sometimes the best player on a team isn't necessarily their leader. You've been on a lot of teams. A lot of great players. Do you agree?
Well, at the very least, you need your best player to be the tone setter. They don't have to be very vocal, but their work ethic and their accountability has to be the highest.
Now, Green, following Davion Mitchell's three-point attempt. It's Curry outside, and again.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn it.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Stephen Curry.
We certainly got to see his best effort on offense, attacking the defense without fear and grabbing a lot of buckets.
So it's the Warriors now, after the three-pointer from Norman Powell. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play, going to the line for 1.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
And as it should be, to be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
And the free throw, no good. So it's Miami now. Hero kicks to Wiggins. Mitchell outside. Pass to Adebayo. Wiggins outside. From downtown, the Warriors pull it in. Now Podziemski. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A resounding victory for them. And, Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us on this presentation from 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Stephen Curry.